Hello everyone. This video will discuss the greatest punches of some of the most powerful beings in comics universe. Starting with Superman, the Man of Steel is fueled by solar energy, granting him vast superhuman strength that enables him to deliver insanely powerful punches. In Superman vs. Darkseid Apocalypse Now, Superman confronts Darkseid in a single combat, requesting that the villain release John Henry Irons from the Entropy Aegis, the alien armor created on planet Apocalypse, which almost consumed Irons' soul. Superman beats Darkseid to within an inch of his life, hitting him hard enough to swell his eyes shut, and prevents him from using his Omega beams. In the Death of Superman story, and although exhausted and badly beaten, Superman proves powerful enough to kill Doomsday with his punches. Doomsday and Superman strike each other with so much force that the shock waves from their blows shatter windows. At the battle's culminating moment, both lay a massive blow upon each other, killing Doomsday and mortally wounding Superman. In Wonder Woman number 219, Superman is mind-controlled by Max Lord, who makes Superman think that Lois is murdered by Doomsday, and that Doomsday is Diana herself. Superman attacks Wonder Woman without holding back, aiming to kill her. He takes her to space, to throw her into the sun, then punches her all the way back to Earth, where she crashes in a deserted area with great force, but still survives the impact. In Superman number 216, Eclipso takes full control over Superman and forces him to fight Shazam. Being under the control of Eclipso, Superman doesn't hold back, and delivers a powerful punch that sends Shazam flying from Metropolis to Hawaii. In Action Comics number 831, Superman fights Black Adam for suspecting that he is protecting Dr. Psycho, who possesses vast telepathic powers. Black Adam punches Superman, who admits that Adam hits harder than Captain Marvel. Superman explains how often he holds back and how careful he has to be every time he touches a human being. But with Adam, he has no such concern. Their punches land with the volume of cannon blasts and the impact of small bombs. Dr. Psycho mind-controls a civilian into attempting suicide to torment Superman and forces her to attack Black Adam, who knocks the woman away and almost kills her, but Superman manages to save her. Enraged for endangering civilians' lives, Superman attacks Adam, who turns his back on Superman, forcing him to hold his punch. Superman tells Adam that he took quite a risk doing that, because that punch would have split a moon in half. Justice League number 25 presents what many fans consider to be Superman's most powerful punch ever. After getting charged by multiple suns, Superman escapes the dark prison made by the Forger to keep him weakened, and hits him hard enough to make a continent-sized hole, cracking a tear in the sixth dimension reality. Superman has unwavering moral code, and that's why he always holds back. So the limit of his powers is truly unknown, therefore his most powerful punch is arguably yet to be seen. Superman Prime or Superboy Prime, however, is the cynical reflection of the Man of Steel. This evil Superman does not hold back, and does not recognize any moral codes whatsoever. In the countdown to Final Crisis number 24, Superman Prime continues his psychotic search for his perfect Earth, and arrives on Earth 15. Deeming this Earth fake and lame, Prime destroys the whole planet by crashing into Earth with great force and drilling down to its core, causing it to explode, stating that his perfect universe is still out there, and he will find it, even if he has to rip the entire multiverse to achieve his goal. This is just a glimpse of what Superman can do if he decides to drop his moral principles. The second powerhouse on our list is the unstoppable Juggernaut. When Cain Marco finds the Stone of Sitarak, he is empowered with magical energies that transform him into the Juggernaut and grant him vast superhuman abilities. His arguably most powerful punch takes place in the Uncanny X-Men number 369, where he gains complete access to the gem's powers during the Tryon saga, increasing his power 1,000-fold. Tryon Juggernaut is capable of altering the size of matter, growing in size, increasing his own strength, and creating portals through space-time. Juggernaut begins to break down barriers. Most people do not even know about their existence, and to smash his way into another dimension, ripping through the fabric of space-time itself with his fists. The third powerhouse on our list is the mighty Thor. Although he usually uses his hammer to deliver blows, powerful enough to dent Cap's shield, there are incidents where Thor uses his fists to punch and to hurt. In the mighty Thor number 429, Thor fights Juggernaut on an alien planet, where the latter becomes a tyrant ruler. The battle escalates between the two, until Thor blasts Juggernaut, who does not even budge, thanks to his force field. Thor sends Mjolnir spinning around the castle, encircling it within a cone that negates Juggernaut's magical power and deactivates his force field, enabling Thor to deliver one mighty punch that shatters Juggernaut's helmet. Another great example of how hard Thor can punch takes place in Avengers Forever number 8, in the alternate reality of Earth 56337 in the Himalayas, where Thor is found seeking peace and oblivion, but he is interrupted by the arrival of his hammer Mjolnir. Thor curses the hammer for hounding him wherever he goes, and tries to lift it after he failed 1,000 times before, but he fails again. He feels frustrated and starts punching the hammer until he hurts his hands and starts bleeding. Someone then interrupts him and tells him that this is not how he throws a punch. Lei Kung the Thunderer introduces himself and tells Thor that he is the guardian of Kunlun and its ancient secrets, and asks Thor if he seeks enlightenment, but Thor says that he is only seeking oblivion. The guardian tells Thor that he is not saying the truth, before opening a portal and teleporting with Thor to the fabled city of Kunlun, where the immortal dragon Sho-Lao lies weakened, but alive and sleeping the sleep of regeneration. It's from the heart of the dragon, the greatest weapon of all heavens, was birthed, the almighty Iron Fist, but that heavenly power is now without a living vessel, so the guardian decides to train Thor, to become the next Iron Fist. Thor begins his insane training punching the hammer, which is made of Uru, the rubble from the rock of creation, and the strongest substance in all of the realms, strong enough to break worlds, as easily as it breaks the bones of gods. Thor spends 30 days punching the hammer, until his fists become hammers in their own rights, hammers of scar tissue and focused fury, and after another 30 days, Mjolnir begins to quiver, and to creak with every blow as if groaning, and then it begins to dodge. Thor's punches make the hammer knows pain, and this thought encourages him to punch it even harder, and that's when the hammer stops dodging and begins fighting back, trying to blast Thor with thunder, which is the sound of the hammer itself, quaking in fear. Thor hits the hammer one last time and finally drops it, breaking its spirit. Thor, however, does not want to claim the hammer, and walks away, and that's when Lei Kung suddenly knocks him with a punch, stating that defeating him is Thor's final trial. But Thor sends Lei Kung flying with a punch, telling him not to call him the god of thunder anymore. The punch sends Lei Kung crashing into the hall, where the dragon Sho-Lao is supposed to be sleeping. Lei Kung tells Thor that he never before felt the perfect punch until now, only to find the skeleton of the dragon, revealing that Lei Kung was lying, and that even an immortal dragon can wither, and that the power of the Iron Fist was never meant to be Thor's, as Lei Kung was not training Thor to wield any weapon other than the ones he was born with, the weapons that speak louder than thunder. The last powerhouse on our list is the Incredible Hulk, whose punches feats vary from destroying Onslaught's armor with a punch that arguably pounded reality itself, to shattering a time barrier, to destroying an asteroid twice the size of Earth, to destroying Maestro's dog of war, whose jaws can crush adamantium in seconds. In Wolverine Origins number 28, Wolverine describes getting hit by Hulk by stating that there's no pain at first. It's like he hit you so damn hard that you actually leave your own body, and you feel the pain when you come back, and that's when you realize that you are going toe-to-toe with a walking earthquake. When characters get hit hard, they compare the devastating blows they receive to those of Hulk, and not any other powerhouse. In the Uncanny X-Men number 194, Nimrod hits Juggernaut and sends him flying, forcing Juggernaut to admit that he never been hit so hard, and that he thought only the Hulk could pull a stunt like that. In Spider-Man Volume 4 number 1, Spider-Man confronts Morlun, who comes in peace, but Spider-Man attacks him immediately, forcing Morlun to fight back and hits Spider-Man, who admits that he feels like getting hit by the Hulk. In the latest Incredible Hulk annual, Hulk fights Thanos in an epic battle, where he proves powerful enough to tank the Mad Titan's most offensive attacks and to instantly recover from getting his neck broken, before delivering a powerful punch that severely damages Thanos and puts him down, taking into account that Thanos is widely considered among the most powerful villains in the Marvel Universe and has defeated the likes of Thor and the Silver Surfer on many occasions. Hulk's arguably most powerful punch, however, takes place in the Incredible Hulk number 126, where Hulk fights Nightcrawler, or Darkcrawler in his own dimension. The villain uses his Scepter of Shadow to trap Hulk in the darkness. Hulk can't see the villain, who makes advantage of that, and pushes Hulk to drift in the unfathomable darkness, like a feather in the wind. Hulk feels so helpless, drifting aimlessly, until he finally manages to touch one of the islands floating in this dimension, and clings to it. Fueled by his anger and frustration, Hulk strikes the floating mass with all his might, creating an accidental release of heat and flashing light, which illumines an eon's dark cosmos. If we check Google for the exact meaning of the word cosmos, we will find that it means the universe. It is generally used to suggest an orderly or harmonious universe, as it was originally used by Pythagoras. Usage of the word cosmos implies viewing the universe as a complex and orderly system or entity. It can also refer to a complete, orderly, and harmonious system. The light hurts the villain's eyes, forcing him to admit that he never fought a foe as strong as the Hulk. Darkcrawler blasts Hulk with sonic beams of indescribable force, but Hulk retaliates with a thunderclap that deflects the villain's impulses and turns them back on his cosmos, ripping it asunder. Notice that Hulk delivered that punch and created that impact without being enhanced or boosted, and without even having a solid ground to stand on before hitting that punch, which ranks it as the greatest punch in comics history in my book. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Thanks for watching, and have a nice one.